Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Norm's Friends. I'm David B., the readings guy, 603 404 9338. And, of course, sorry for the inconvenience for 2 weeks, miscommunication. 2 weeks ago was miscommunication. That's why there was no show. Last week I needed to have the day off anyway, so that's that story. Anyway, I'm here. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. And as luck would have it, my guest today, Sonia, coming from Boston, she texts me at like 4:15 when she's leaving Boston and says the GPS says the arrival time was like 5:15 to 5:20. So that's that's the end of my guest. All right, so voila, it's just me solo today. We'll have fun. I have cards, tarot cards today. I have a crystal ball today. Naturally, we have a few anti-American goings on around. Naturally, I have my famous quote and my little bit of trivia. So why don't we get going with that? All right, so first, let's start with the famous quote, all right? You have brains in your head, got to use them. And you have feet in your shoes, got to use them. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. So let's go over it once more before we know who the author is. Who knows? Somebody out there might know, especially when you hear who the author is. I know you definitely, I'll bet you read his books. All right, well, I don't know about anymore. I think he got canceled with the woke culture. But all right, so let's hear it one more time. You, that's you, have brains in your head. We all have one. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. All right, you ready? Dr. Seuss. By the way, nice Springfield, Mass boy from Springfield. So there you have it. And we'll do two trivia things today. Speaking of Dr. Seuss, his first book, I thought I saw it on Mulberry Street. That's where he grew up. Mulberry Street in Springfield. That's why, hence the title of the book, I thought I saw it on Mulberry Street. For those who didn't know. All right, so I guess we'll have two pieces of trivia today. The next bit of trivia, which was the original, the thing about Dr. Seuss just popped in my head. All right, so the world's most expensive bridge, are you ready, is the Hong Kong, China, Macau, is that how you say it, bridge. Are you ready? $20 billion to build, and it's, I can't imagine, it's big, it's bigger than Rhode Island. It's 34.175 miles long, right? Because isn't Rhode Island at its widest point 26 point something miles, right? So look at that. It's like doing riding the bridge. You could take this bridge and just glide right over Rhode Island, imagine, and see the whole state from up on this bridge. $20 million though, huh? I want to, what's his name? I wonder if Pete Buttigieg had anything to do with that. All right, so, by the way, if you have any questions, comments, you want a reading, tarot, crystal ball, you know the number, 603-640-3091. So, until I get a call for a reading or whatever, let's just ramble on, because I certainly can ramble on. So first, I want to start with, again, I got an email just last week to partake as a poll worker again for the midterm, the primary, on November 8th. So, of course, I signed up. We'll see if they get back to me, except this time they're a little short-handed, and told them I would do imagine the whole day. So even though I won't get a nap, I'm sure I'll make it because it's very rewarding and uplifting and exciting and all that nice stuff, all in kind, all at the same time. So I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll see what happens then. In the meantime, where is everyone? Where's, well, the energy lady, she hasn't seen me in 2 weeks, so who knows? Maybe she's sort of, God knows doing what. I'm sure she's out there somewhere. Okay, so seeing as the elections is a hot topic, let's talk about the upcoming elections. So it's funny, I just read this while I was waiting to come in here today. Tomorrow it's not tomorrow. It was this morning. Senator Maggie Hassan was supposed to debate the Republican nominee, Don Bolduc, in a debate this morning. She never showed up. What is with the Democrats? I mean, they did it to Biden for even when he was campaigning, they kept him in the basement, hidden, out of sight. He couldn't, really stick his foot in his mouth too much. But what is it with these Democrats? None of them want to debate their opponents. Why is it? Well, could it be that, what's their accomplishments? I mean, let's face it, trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of wasteful spending, which in turn has caused unbelievable inflation. People are skipping meals, and it's not even cold yet, right? People have to make a decision. Do they eat or do they want heat? How sad is that? And there is absolutely no good reason for it except the people in power are so hungry for control and so in love with power that this is what they'll do to maintain it, keep it, and refuse to give it up. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Again, if you think this is all right, if you're a staunch Democrat and you don't care, if you think, if you bought into that hate that Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to never forget Nancy Pelosi for now, from Biden right on down, slinging that hate at you, spewing hate and racism constantly about the other side. The Republicans, they're Trumpsters, they're white supremacists. First of all, again, I'm not now, nor have I ever been a Republican. I'm an independent voter. Am I going to vote Democrat this round? I'll be the first to tell you, no, I am not. I've had enough. Gas is up. I love it. What Maggie Hassan was just saying, I think it was the debate last week, what is she saying? How they've lowered gas prices. Excuse me. January 2020, at least I know where I live. All right, there's a mobile at the end of my street. The day this joker took office, gas was $1.99 a gallon. What is it today? $3.69. That's $1.69 more a gallon than it was in January 2020. If you want to see it go up even further, and you know it will, you just vote these idiots right back in. Let them keep their job. And by the way, these people, they're running around like with chickens with their heads cut off. They're really scrambling. They don't know what to do. They're just grabbing at empty straws now. Because, when they closed down your job, when they took your livelihood away from you and instilled the fear in you, and by the way, COVID was nothing more than the biggest compliance experiment ever conducted. Don't kid yourself. All right, so they did all that to you. They closed everything. You couldn't go out to eat. You couldn't go to the corner and meet your buddy for a beer. They really, they try to strangle your freedom. They try to strangle your pride. They try to strangle your happiness. It didn't work. And to prove the point, all right, finally, what did CDC do? They reduced quarantining from what? Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Good, thanks. Last night, I listened to this radio station at night, and they had, he was talking about, they had a debate in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I think it was Philadelphia. And the guy's name was, I guess his name was Fenneman. He had a stroke about 5.5 weeks, a month ago, when he still was on there. So they asked him, his rival asked him, are you for or against fracking? Don't forget, now that's Pennsylvania. You have a lot of oil there.
Right.
So he says, I'm for it. He says, well, how come? Anyway, they played a tape.
Yeah.
2 years ago, the same guy that says, I'm for it, says on tape he was against it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the Medicare question. He lied on that one. So anyway, one thing about that's why they don't show up on debates, because they can't defend themselves. There's nothing good that they can say what they did.
I agree.
So that's why they don't want to debate. And one thing about Democrats, I really think they're great at lying. All the way from the top, all the way from that big guy on top, all the way to the end. That's why they don't want to debate, because there's nothing to debate about. Okay, then, like I told you, I can't wait till November 8th to clean up the swamp. Take care.
I got my fingers crossed, and I'm telling you, I think we'll prevail. Pro-American will prevail. So, and thanks for calling. Keep watching.
Will prevail.
Thank you.
Pro-American will prevail.
All right. Anyway, okay. Let's see. Call ended. All right. The phone still says. Okay. So, and it's funny. He talks about Fetterman. I was reading that today. I even listened to clips here and there on YouTube. It really was pathetic. It's again, and he's right about the Democrats lying from the top on down. They're just like drug addicts. Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Not too bad, and you?
Mary, what's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Nothing much. I got pneumonia again.
No, Mary, what are you doing? Why do you... Once is enough, Mary. Come on.
I know. So I'm on some different kind of medicine now that I have my machine over here in back of me.
Yeah.
So I have to take that in the morning, noon, and night. And I have to take the other one in the morning and at night. So I have two different ones that I have to breathe in.
Ugh. So, well, how you feeling though? Besides having pneumonia again, you were that bored that you said, "What can I do now?" Oh, let me catch pneumonia again. Come on,
I
Mary.
know. I know. Oh God, I'm telling you.
So now, how long you on this regimen of inhaling whatever it is you're inhaling?
I guess it's like having an inhaler, a pocket one.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to stay on and keep my lungs open.
Ooh, well, yeah, it must be working because you sound good, Mary. What can I tell you? You're sounding
I
good.
know, huh?
I know. So, I mean, what do you like? Do you have symptoms, or is it, is it minor?
Yeah, I knew what I was having. When I was getting pains in my back, very bad. I
Oh,
knew it.
mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I knew that there was something wrong. I knew there was either pneumonia or something was going on with that because the pains were so bad.
Wow, Mary, look, I just got the cards for you. You got the Seven of Swords. If you can see it, it's a guy holding five swords, looking back at two, and if you can see him, he's sort of like,
Yeah,
stepping very lightly. So that's what the cards are saying right now. Tread lightly. Tread lightly, and just sort of take that extra look around. So make
Yeah.
sure it doesn't creep back up on you, which it won't. But so
Yeah.
how long I'm sorry, how long you're on this now for? How long?
I imagine until because when I'm catching pneumonia again, and it's less than 6 months again. So it's like having an inhaler, that you squirt in your mouth. And
Yeah.
You take what you were, it's. I guess I'm going to stay on it from here on.
Wow, for how long? For like
Yeah.
just for,
Until so like he said, I wasn't. He listened to my lungs, and I wasn't breathing right.
Ugh. Wow.
So he says we got to open up those lungs. He says they're not sounding good. So I saw him today. And
Uh-huh.
I says, I just started the treatment today. So he says, you're still not there. He said, I'll see you. He says, in about 3 weeks, maybe 6 weeks.
Wow. So what
Let's see
how you go are you so you're not doing your show, I take it, or are you?
Yeah, I am. Because this is my favorite holiday, coming up
Yeah.
and everything. So, yeah.
Who's
And
on?
that's a Halloween party coming up.
When's that? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh no. Who's on tomorrow?
Well, I had a guest, but they had to cancel because of an emergency.
Uh-huh.
So I guess it'll be, I guess Jim and Mary and Anthony. And if you'd like to come on in, come on in.
Tomorrow? I have no plans. I'll be here, Mary. Imagine that.
All righty.
Imagine that. And look at my guest. My guest, last minute. It wasn't an emergency, but her GPS said she wasn't going to be. She was leaving Boston 3:45, mind you, and it said she wouldn't be here before 5:15 to 5:20. Imagine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I says, oh well, I can, I'll wing it.
Yeah. I know.
Thank God I got the gift of gab, Mary. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And so yeah, I had my car yesterday. I had to go to Concord.
Oh yeah, I
And
saw
of
that
course
on
I had to
Facebook.
recall, So
Right, well-
they did both recalls on it.
So what were the recalls, by the way?
One, they had to put new headlights in it.
How come?
Because the headlights in it was true. I could not see with those headlights.
Come on, I don't mean to
Because
laugh,
they
but
were like going off to the side somewhere. They wasn't as bright as they should have been. And everything. So
Oh,
I said,
God.
I'm not changing them until, then I got that recall. And I says, well, let them change it for me.
wow, too fun. And what was the other recall?
The other one was a little motor that
Yeah.
went to the windshield wipers.
Oh, nice. So if it was raining that night, Mary, you could have been in big trouble. Not only couldn't you see to begin with, you would have really.
When I come home, oh my God, I had a hard time seeing.
Right, and plus,
Because this road is so bad at night. It really is.
plus with no wipers, you really would have. Well, I'm glad you got that fixed, Mary.
Yeah.
That's good.
everything done.
All right. Glad to hear you that the SUV's up and running.
Yeah. And everything, so.
All right. Well,
uh,
stay in tonight because it's kind of nasty out there now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
spitting.
Yeah, I had to go out today and get the rest of my medicine and everything. So I said, nope, after that I'm coming home, and that was it. Stay where it's warm.
Good for you. I don't blame you. Put your feet up and relax now and
Yeah.
enjoy the show,
Yeah, that's
Mary.
for sure.
Enjoy the
I
show.
will. I always do.
Enjoy the show. All right. And so, do you want a reading, or I just gave you one
Yeah,
card?
I would love that. Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm going to do the crystal ball, Mary. How's that?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, let's see what we got in the crystal ball. Well, we already know. We don't have to go on about the pneumonia because that one card took care of that.
Yeah.
All right. But however, but you're going to be noticing real soon. You're going to come to the crossroads and you're going to start feeling better. And once you start feeling better, you're going to notice a very quick sort of total recovery. Once you get to that crossroads, you can take that first step, Mary, boom. You're going to feel wonderful before you know it. You're going to really feel good, just so you know.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Right, and of course I see, right, naturally, because I'm sure you said your Halloween party is tomorrow. There's,
Yeah.
a nice witch in the scene. So maybe somebody will come dressed as a witch or a nice little ghoul goblin type character there. Also, Mary, I see this is coming up. Somebody that's trying to sort of make peace with you or calm the waters that were sort of agitated for a bit. I see them sort of making amends with you. That's going to be happening soon. So I'm pretty sure you already know who that is, Mary. But they're going to be.
I do.
They'll be reaching out and apologizing. They might not be the apologetic type, but they're going to try and make nice with you, regardless. That'll be happening soon. I also see. Well. Let's see if I see a pirate here. That could be another costume for tomorrow, Mary. I don't know what else that could mean because I don't know anyone who's like into stealing. So I would say that's what it is. All right, here we go, Mary. The letters A and the letter R. So A-R-R-A. If that has any meaning to you.
It does. Yeah.
Nice. And here we go again, Mary. I know I mentioned this before to you. Who's the big Republican around you that likes to sort of push your buttons with it? I see that. I see that. I see that. The Republican pushing your buttons.
Yep.
And all right, you know me. I hate fishing, but it's like I gotta ask only because Mary is like somebody really into Betty Boop or something.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
I see that right here. Betty Boop, loud and clear. So I had to ask. I don't know who it is, but it's somebody pretty close.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh boy, are you hitting things on the head.
This stuff's just jumping at me, Mary. I don't know what else to tell you. Don't know what else to tell you. And all right, and I'm also seeing too one of your cats are not. Oh, and by the way, congratulations! I read the thing about you gave the cat CPR.
Yeah, that was my white one, my Sophie, my princess.
Fantastic.
They said it can't be done, but I did it, and I brought her back. She literally died. She wasn't breathing, couldn't feel her heart, and she was just plain limp.
Wow.
And it can be done.
See, it is. See, I'm telling you, and people say God doesn't perform miracles. There's one right there.
Yeah.
And
She
who?
came back and she acted like she was in another world. Just her eyes showed it, like she didn't know where she was when she came to.
Uh-huh.
And
Wow.
everything. And she acted kind of strange for about a day or so.
Did she?
But now she's back to herself and she's eating and everything else now.
That's good. Mary, I'm getting these initials now too, or these letters I should say, because I don't really, I'm getting the letter B, B. I'm the B. And also, right next to the B is the number 3, so B3, whatever that means. If you can make
B3.
B3, yes. That's coming through. Yep. Also, Mary, again, I see, and of course, you've mentioned this to me about you before, but I see you're going to be getting a message from spirit, so a message that's you sort of, wow, it's really, going to be loud and clear for you, shall we say?
Yeah.
So, be ready for that. You'll know that's coming. Let's see. There's Well, I also this is going out a ways, Mary. Here's this number 3 again. I'm getting all right. I'm getting the number 33, 2 threes, 3 3. So it could be somebody's birthday, somebody's age, somebody's address, whatever. You can put it
Yeah.
together. But 3 3. Let's see. All right. Again, all right. FS, Mary. I'm getting the letters FS. So
F.
FS. So FS, SF. I don't know. Maybe somebody in San Francisco. There's the SF. I don't know. That just came to my head, Mary, when I seen that one. I don't have it, and again, also I see there's somebody around you. Also, Mary, I see somebody around you that's panicking. Why, I don't know, but I see panic, and it's not you. It's someone that that's around you. That you'll see that will be coming up soon, and it's also. You might know who it is. They like to wear boots, Mary. This is someone who likes to wear boots. I can see panic, anxiety, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But you'll be seeing that from them soon, Mary. And let's see. I could go on with this till the end of the show. So let me see. Stuff's jumping at me, but I just want something to really jump at me, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here we go, Mary. Somebody that they either have recently just went on a trip or they're going on a trip soon, and I can see them coming back shortly and telling you all about it. So that's that.
I know who that is.
All right, see. Very
I know
good.
who that is.
All right, see.
Yes, because they just went last month to Arizona, and I'm going to be seeing them either this month or next month.
There you go. So you'll be getting an earful. All right, Mary, there you are. Incredible. All right, Mary. Hey, I'll let you get going.
All righty.
And let me get going. We'll see if I get any other calls. I can get back to that. And I'll see you tomorrow, Mary.
All righty.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
See ya.
All righty. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So there you have it, folks. A nice reading. So that's funny how that jumped out at me at the end. All right. So we were talking about, because the midterms is, to me, to everyone, it's very important. Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing well.
Where have you been? I missed you.
And I missed you too. I was telling people about you for the past couple of weeks. The first 2 Tuesdays ago, like I said, Energy Lady. It was a miscommunication between Scott and myself. At first, like Scott wasn't going to be here because he had a cold, but I didn't know I was supposed to show up without him. He never really told me, so that was the miscommunication. And last week, I needed the day off anyway because I hate to say it, but I owed someone a real big favor, and I told them I would help them out whenever they needed the help. So when did they need the help? Naturally, it was last Wednesday. So I'm a man of my word. So there you
That's nice of you.
right. So there you have.
Can you give me a reading with the ball?
I
please?
most certainly can. So let's see. It's a good thing. See, I just cleared it after the last reading. Let's see. I got right away. I got somebody sort of. They're sort of someone that's very opinionated, is not relenting for some reason. I see, if it hasn't happened just recently, it's going to happen, and I mean very shortly. They got some opinion that they don't want to give up on, and it's sort of, they're the type, how some people are. You just validate their opinion, and that'll be the end of it. Otherwise, if you don't validate their opinion, if you disagree, they're just going to keep going on and on and on about it. So, remember that one. All right. So, and then also, I also see around here that someone is. All right. As funny as the sound, here we go. I got somebody around you, if it's not you or someone, going for an eye exam. Someone needs to get their eye, it's for glasses. So no big deal, but I see that. Okay, let's see. I'm getting the number five, and then I'm getting a letter S and the letter N. So SN and S. If that has anything, just so you'll know, again, I'm seeing this, somebody's really going to be sort of wanting to make make sure their point's getting across to you. So, like I said, just, placate them, and you sort of save some grief on both parties. All right, I'm also seeing too, I see a dog in here. I don't know if you have a dog, but there's a dog in here what's the dog with the big eyes? Is it a beagle? What dogs have the big eyes? I see that kind of dog around here. Also, I'm also seeing a Scotty dog in here also. And who likes horses? I see horses around you. So, and I don't really, to me, what a horses mean, you'll be doing something that you've wanted to been doing, you're going to be doing. So that's a good sign, I guess. I see a lot of dogs around here. Do you know somebody that does doggy care or something? I see a lot.
Yep.
Well, this is the third dog I'm seeing, that's why. So, and this one, it's sitting down wagging its tail. That's why I said somebody does doggy care, because that was the third one. Let's see. Who's going to? I see somebody going to the pistol range, Energy Lady. Somebody's going to the pistol range that you know. For some reason, I don't think it's you. All right, and I see a decision coming up for you soon. Not a big decision, but it's you have to. It's sort of like something you know that you've been contemplating on doing. Not a major thing, but just something sort of like more or less in a nonchalant way. Something that you've been thinking about. Well, you're gonna pretty soon it's gonna come to the you're gonna come to the end of the road there where it's either yes I will or no I won't. So if you haven't decided on that, you will be shortly. Also, I see, and I don't think this is you either, but I see a little sadness around. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not getting it crystal clear, but I see someone. They're going to be sharing some sadness with you. No uncertain terms. So that'll be. But I'm sure, naturally, if they're coming to you, sharing it with you, you know how to sort of, even if it's detrimental, you can soften the blow for them, I'm sure. Also, perhaps, all right, this is what I'm going to say. When I just went about the sadness, I'm thinking that perhaps this sadness might be around somebody because they're putting their golf clubs away for the season. If that makes sense to you, if you can take any hold of that. I see the letter A and the letter M, big and clear. They're coming around to plus the number 4 a.m. I don't know, maybe something's going to happen at 4 a.m. Somebody will wake you up. They hit the lottery or something. 4 a.m. But
that'd be good.
Wouldn't it? That would be fantastic. But 4 a.m., 4 a.m., loud and clear in here. And, all right, let me keep looking around because, like I said, stuff jumps at me. I want something to really jump at me. And we'll sort of finish with that because, like I said, I could go on till the end of the show. But all right, here we go. If you go out tonight, or if you whatever night, I'm going to say in the next couple of nights, if you go outside to put something in the trash, watch out for raccoons or a raccoon. Not that they're vicious, but just so you don't get totally surprised. It's going to be a raccoon when you go, just in your out and abouts there. So there you, for sure. By the way, the raccoon, loud and clear, just so you know.
Well, I won't be going out during the night to do that. I do that in the light hours.
Well, you never know. You might want to, I forgot to throw this out. But anyway, that's the story. And
sometimes I do say that, though. I forgot to throw this out. Oh, my God.
All right. And just one last thing, naturally, because Halloween's coming up. So I could see the big, scary somebody around you, a neighbor or someone, it could be you, and their windows are on their door, got a big scary Halloween type cat thing up. So there you have it. There you have it, energy lady.
Well, that's wonderful.
All right. I'm glad.
I'll be booing around. Halloween.
All right, and tomorrow, don't forget, everyone, by the way, tomorrow, same time slot, except on Thursday, Cruising with Mary. I'm going to be a guest.
Of course, I never forget about Mary.
Well, I'm going to be a guest.
She's a wonderful person.
Moi, guest tomorrow. I'm going to be a guest tomorrow. So, see that? You missed me for 2 weeks, but now you get me 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. All right, energy lady, watch out for that.
Oh, goodness. That'll make up for all the time I missed you.
There you go. See that? See that? I can feel the bond already.
Mary is one of the best people that I know.
She is. She's fantastic. She truly is. All right. Hey, thanks for calling. Thanks for getting in touch and, hopefully, we're back to normal here. So there you have it.
I hope so.
Um,
And nice talking with you, and God bless, and I'll probably talk to you tomorrow night, too.
Very good. Thanks for calling, Energy Lady.
You're very welcome.
Nighty night. Bye bye. All right, so there's another reading. We'll see what manifests out of that. I'm sure a lot. So, all right. Again, you want a reading, a comment, anything you want to say, you have a question about anything really. If I know the answer, I'll be more than glad to answer it. You have a question about, mediumship question, tarot cards, crystal ball reading, crystals, by all means, give me a call, 603-640-3091. In the meantime, until that happens, I believe we will... Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Good. You?
I'm very well, thank you. What can I do for you today?
Well, can I have a reading?
Crystal ball or tarot cards?
Yeah. Crystal ball sounds good.
All right, let's see what we have for you. All right, I see, well, right away, there's somebody sort of, I see near you that seems to be a bit overwhelming. Their presence is sort of, they're right at you for some reason. I'm seeing that, and I'm also feeling that. So just be aware of that. And you have all the power that you need to sort of squelch them, if you know what I mean. Unless of course, if you enjoy it, let it continue. But I would, AC, I'm getting the letters AC, so... And I don't think it's got anything to do with air conditioning because we're done with those for the season. So the letters AC. Also, I see it's coming to the point for some reason that there's what I'm seeing here is this has been going on for a while. You've been thinking about. And this is just about one particular, shall we say, direction that you want to take, goal that you're aiming for. Again, pretty soon, what I'm going to is you're coming to a fork in the road, all right? You're going to make a decision. So, and what's going to happen is, whatever decision you make, let's put it this way, whatever decision you make is going to be the right decision in the sense that, let me explain it to you, all right? Because I can see you making the decision and you continue on your way and it's a nice smooth path. You could see quite a distance ahead where you're headed. It's taking you where you want to go. If you don't make that decision and you decide, well, let me try this instead, what I see happening there is, you're going to realize in no time at all that perhaps it wasn't the best decision. So you're sort of going to make a U-E, and then you're going to realize, the other decision that I had in mind, you're going to make, you know what I mean? You're going to fall back onto that one, which is you'll be gliding towards happiness. So don't forget that.
Okay.
All right. I see perhaps, I don't know, maybe you're going to take a ride for the holidays to Vermont. I see Vermont here. I also see...
Really?
Yeah, I see Vermont. I also see, and this is, perhaps you have one, I see a cat here. If it's not you with a cat, it's somebody that's very close to you, has a cat. With beautiful whiskers, by the way. The whiskers really stand out. So, let me see that. I'm going to go back to that person that I started out with that I said could be overpowering, all right? Not only shall I say are they sort of, overpowering, overwhelming, in your face sort of type, they're also, there's something sketchy about them. So, I'm going to just say be inquisitive and don't be afraid to ask questions because there's something that they're sort of keeping you in the dark about that I really think should be brought out in the open. So don't be afraid. You got to ask questions when it comes to that individual. And as we go on to that individual, again, I'm seeing it more and more. They're really not the person that you think they are. There needs to be more clarification, and I'm also getting the sense that you've even had sort of gut feelings about this person. Listen to your gut feelings because, it's sort of like I almost getting the sense that you can hear yourself telling yourself, come on, wise up. You got to wise up here. So, take heed because I see that in here. And not necessarily that it's really negative or detrimental, but it's just, I don't know, something's unsettling with that person. They're not, leveling with you. So, but it'll be a snap. Just ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm getting, all right. And if you do, you'll see. And you'll be soaring once you do. I'm also getting, all right, I'm getting the number 3, if whatever the number 3 may signify. I see some, well, I do see this is a little ways away. All of a sudden, I do see, it could be the same person I've been talking about. It could be another individual, but somebody that you weren't necessarily seeing eye to eye with. That I see that in the not too distant future. I see that coming together. You'll be seeing eye to eye on whatever issue that might have had some sort of added some friction or some calamity to the relationship. So that'll be working itself out very soon, so not to worry about that. I see, well, I can't help but see it. What can I tell you? It's Halloween's coming up for everyone, so, right? I could see Halloween coming up for you. It could be where you live. If it's not you, I'm going to say on either side of you, across the street from you, perhaps the house behind you, someone's got a big pumpkin on their doorstep. So, and I mean, one that you'd really notice. Okay, I'm running out of time here, but let me look for one more thing that really jumps at me. Because like I said, stuff jumps at me all the time, but I want something that's really jumping at me. Oh, and all right, perhaps this is something, all right, that's been sort of holding you back, tying you down. You're feeling like a weight for whatever reason. And this is coming up soon also. You're just going to be all of a sudden, it's all going to make sense to you, and you're just going to, that's how relieved you're going to be. You're going to be doing this. It's like, oh, finally. Whether it's something that, you've been trying to figure out or whatever, but it's going to come to you like that without really having to, expend a lot of energy or effort on it. But it's going to happen like that from like 1 minute to the next. Total, you'll just feel the weight gone, right? Burden lifted right off your shoulders. So,
wow.
All righty. So,
yeah.
There you have it. And I know voting's 2 weeks away, but first I thank you very much for calling, and please make sure you vote.
Okay, I will.
All righty. Thanks again for calling. Good night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh. That sounded like Mary at the end. All right. Okay, let me clear this. I don't have much time left. So if anybody calls for a reading now, what can I tell you? It's tarot, because I get lost in the crystal ball. All right, so we were going on about the election, naturally, and I don't have much time left. Well, 9 minutes, but it goes by real quick. So, again, I was going on about the Democrats. I don't know. What they don't realize is COVID is gone, so they can't hide from their opponents any longer. They have to come out from under their rock, all right? From under the rug that they're hiding under, and face the facts. They did a horrible, horrible job with the policies that they passed. I mean, please, when you go to vote, all right, please, get rid of all your hate. Dismiss all the hate that they've made the seed in your mind to grow. And sadly, there's a lot of dummies out there that you've really let it prosper and grow and bloom and transfer you into someone who you're really not. But you're so blinded by hate, that you're listening to them. Oh, the Republicans are white supremacists. Again, no, they're not. They want you to believe that. They're the white supremacists, just so you know. Do some research. Who founded the KKK? Democrats. Who voted against freeing the slaves back in the 1800s? The Democrats. Who voted against the Voting Rights Act of 1964? The Democrats. Do some research. And don't say, oh, he's a Trumpster. I'm not a Trumpster. I'm an independent voter. All right? God gave me free will, and I use it. I weigh both sides of the issue. When I put gas in my car, when I go to the supermarket, and I'm looking for food items to buy, and the shelves are bare, and there are no food items that I'm looking for to buy. And I want to put the heat, and I'm chilly and I want to put the heat on, but I tell myself, do I want to have a steak for dinner or do I want macaroni? If I want macaroni, I could get the chill out of the house now. If I want a steak, I'll put up with the chill so I can enjoy my steak later. That's what I'm voting on. Do I enjoy being chilly? No, I don't. So do I want to vote for the jokers that are passed forcing green energy down your throat that's not really green? Do you know how much energy it takes to build a lithium battery for a car, for an electric car? Unbelievable. Do you know all the energy it takes to put up a windmill that maybe will give you back as much power as it took to build? All these people are doing their outright line. They go, oh, the scientists say this, the scientists say that. Let me tell you something. Don't be afraid to use your God-given right of free will like they have. You can find just as many scientists that will tell you what they're telling you is nothing but a load of BS, and it is. Again, the climate's been changing for billions of years. That's it. Billions, since the beginning of time. As soon as there was an atmosphere, it's been changing. And are you really that foolish and silly that you believe in people telling you, oh, do electric this, and of course, naturally, it's after they've bought stocks in all these companies that it's not a choice. They're forcing you. It's not. They've already bought stocks in companies that they're forcing you to subsidize for them to byproduct off. What's the word? I can't even think of the word, right? Anyway, don't fall for it. But, you know, if you like empty grocery store shelves, if you like paying exorbitant prices for gasoline and home heating oil, which, by the way, they're already rationing home heating oil. So you might want to think about that before you go out on Tuesday, November 8th, and vote for Senator Hassan, who's voted with Biden to stop drilling for oil, to curtail our natural gas output, to force pipelines being shut down so we can't import it from Canada, who's also voted to up the gasoline tax. She's also voted to up your taxes just by voting for 87,000 IRS agents. You know why? So when they hear people talking like me, and they've got people out there that are scared to talk like me because they're afraid of having one of these 87,000 IRS agents coming after them. Well, you know, vote these idiots right back in, and you know, as they say, you get what you deserve. You like your freedom of speech, you may want to think about who you're voting for. You like your right to vote. As much as the Democrats say they're for voting rights, they're anti-voting rights. They want to take them all away. Again, think about it. Why do they want to pass a law that you cannot take dead people or people that have moved off the voting list? Why? I mean, are you that dumb that you're afraid to even question it because they're telling you not to question it? Think about it. They also want to pass in this, I'll call it anti-voting rights, because it's exactly what it is. Why do they also want to put in that same bill that if foreign nationals, in other words, illegals, get apprehended and arrested for voting, that you let them go. Nothing can happen to them. You cannot prosecute them. Think about it, people. I mean, are you really, really, really that dumb? Sadly, people out there are, because they instilled you with hate. Let go of your hate, because you know why? You're holding all that hate. You hate Republicans. You hate white people, they're telling you, even though you're white. You hate Trumpsters. I'm not a Trumpster, but they're telling you to hate all that. Anyone who's for law and order, they were white supremacists. Let go of the hate. By holding on to the hate, you're doing nothing but holding yourself prisoner. And by holding yourself prisoner, you're losing out on everything, all the wonderfulment, all the good things that this country has been known that it can do and can still achieve in the future. It all depends on you people. Just make sure you go out and vote. And again, I only have 1 minute left real quick. David B., the readings guy, bifford@yahoo.com, 603-404-9338. And please, 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 2 important things to remember. 1, you can't be dumb if you want to be free. Number 2, you are a winner.